Former NFL general manager Mike Tannenbaum on the Browns quarterback situation.
For me, it's about competition. And look, I agree. Next year's draft is loaded with quarterbacks. I think you start Joe Flacco, great bridge quarterback. We know how difficult this Browns schedule is to start, but I think their future could be Shedeur Sanders. Dylan Gabriel was an unbelievable college player, 64 starts, over 18,000 yards, but the list of sub-6-foot quarterbacks that have won the Super Bowl is very short. We could talk to Drew Brees. Very few exceptions to that. So to me, Shedeur Sanders should be given a chance at some point to try to be the future. And if he is, great. If not, as you guys alluded to, they got 2 first-rounders. If Jacksonville stumbles this year, it could be a very high first-round pick next year.
Jeff, and again, I keep hearing the national people talk about give the rookie quarterbacks a chance. They got to earn it. That's all I'm going to say. Nothing should be given to a quarterback simply because he's a rookie. You need to show that you're a professional and you're developing and you earn the chance.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that because, and again, if you take the name Shedeur Sanders out of the mix and you say, hey, the Browns drafted 2 quarterbacks, one in the 3rd round, one in the 5th round, I don't think your expectations would necessarily be extremely high that either one of these quarterbacks will end up, immediately good, so immediately good that maybe you would, entertain going another way with the 2 first-round picks in 2026. And I've been saying it from jump. Look, if you think the Browns can possibly contend in 2025, it's obvious. You start Joe Flacco. Joe's got the longer history, a lot of success. He's had success within this system, with this team. I think if you think Joe still has enough ability in his body at his age, which I think he does, that he gives you the best opportunity to win. Now, if it comes off quickly that that's not the case, then I think you at least want to get a good read on either of these young quarterbacks. And I think it's kind of interesting because, everything they've done to this point, it seems like, Dylan Gabriel's kind of had I don't want to say the upper hand, but maybe the earlier opportunities. But maybe it's because, they're trying to handle Shedeur like he truly is a guy they drafted in the 5th round and slowly working him in. Because with young quarterbacks, you don't want tough days. You'd rather smaller sample size that maybe people deem successful as opposed to, it was another rough day or it was another rough day. Because, it's definitely a mental thing with the quarterback position. There's no question about that. And what is usually why young quarterbacks fail, it's usually because, the system and the team around him didn't have the appropriate plan in place or, they put him in too early. There's, a number of factors. And, I think the Browns, I think they like both young quarterbacks. But, at the end of the day, to just say, hey, either one of these guys is going to be the guy when you respectively drafted him in the 3rd round and the 5th round, it probably doesn't hold the weight, to believing that one of these guys could be the guy.